Let's talk about Darwin. He had two main ideas. The first is that populations of living things change over time, and the second is that they do so by a mechanism he called natural selection. These two ideas are not controversial in biology. They are observable, and we consider evolution a theory in the same way we consider other scientific theories like the Big Bang to be probable. Our goal here is to understand the scientific perspective. Other perspectives are outside of our scope. So Darwin was a naturalist, and he went on some very famous voyages of discovery as a young man. His job was to collect specimens of rocks and animals and plants to take back home so people could see what they looked like. The most famous observations he made involved the Galapagos Islands, some finches, and the tortoises there. The finches and the tortoises were all adapted to where they lived and often quite different from each other in spite of the fact that they were still finches or tortoises. It wasn't until he got home and started thinking about things that he made some fundamental connections that led to his famous book. The main ideas are those we've already discussed in class. Mutations happen and living things reproduce sexually, which leads to variation in populations because alleles get mixed up. Some offspring have traits that make it easier to survive when the going gets tough, and those individuals are more likely to pass traits on to the offspring. Over time, this leads to changes in the phenotypes of populations. When populations are separated and changes take place, they sometimes become different species. While small changes, such as the beak size of finches, take place in relatively short numbers of generations, large changes, like those that helped aquatic creatures transform into the first amphibians, can take a very long time. So variation allows some individuals to be better adapted, and those are the ones that get to reproduce, and that leads to change. Stay awesome!